we got a video here today from Reddit user Wit Isn't My Forte, who asked for some tips. He said he's a new thrower, so we're going to go ahead and watch this and point out a couple things for you. Looks like we're just going to do a stand throw today. Alright, well, now let's break it down and take a little bit of a look here. The first thing I want to point out is, let's get here to this power position. Okay, we're setting our power position. Looking at those feet, it's hard to tell from this angle, but just want to point out, make sure your heel-toe position, your left foot should be, since you're right-handed, your left foot should be further back. This angle that we're looking at, it actually kind of appears that either your feet are equal with one another, or your left foot might even be a little bit in front, which is what we call closed or blocked off. So make sure you're looking at your stance that way. Okay, looking at your shot placement as we start getting some of our winds here. It's not bad. It's hard to tell your hand. Make sure we're pressing into our neck though, and not resting it on our trap. Okay, so we're loading up here. Alright, I think this is the last one before we go to throw. Okay, so one thing I am not a fan of as we're loading up here, well, there's two things. So the first one is going to be that foot. Our heel's on the ground, which is a huge no-no. You want to be on your ball or your foot at all times while you're throwing, especially in the power position. Do not let that heel drop. As soon as your heel drops, your foot's not going to turn. And I'll show you later in your throw here that your foot's not turning. The other thing that we need to be careful of is this leg here. It should be kind of straight. It should be a straight line all the way from your head to your heel. We start to bend that left leg a little bit, and I'll show you why we don't want to do that here in a second as we move on. Okay, so we're loaded up. I do like your left arm position as we're loaded up. I also like the loading that we have on our right arm. This should be your leg should be bent so that your knee, hold on a second here, that should be bent so that your knee covers up your toe on your right foot. You shouldn't be able to see it, which it looks like you do, which is good news. Okay, so now we're going to go into the actual throw, and this is why I'm talking about going back to your left leg. Well, it's not a good idea to bend it, and you want to have that straight. Again, you want to have this straight all the way through here. As you'll see this right away when we go here, the first thing we do is we transfer our weight. Okay, when we throw, you want to have as much weight as possible on this back leg all the way through the finish of the throw. And you've already transferred your weight a little bit. I mean, your weight is transferred. I mean, you're probably 50-50 about here. And you don't want, that's a little early. You're already mostly straightened out your back leg, and so you want to wait a little bit longer in order to do that. Okay, so now I want to go back to this foot that we talked about earlier. If you watch through this throw, it doesn't really move. You finally pick it up at the end and kind of turn it. This foot, your right foot, should be driving all motion. It should be the first thing to move. That heel, something we do a lot is bottle kicks, where you go and you set a bottle halfway filled with water next to that right heel, and you throw like normal, but the idea is to smack that water bottle with your heel as hard as you can and try to knock it out of the back of the ring wherever you're throwing. But just really work that heel rotation, that foot rotation, which your knee comes with it, but that's how you get good motion on the start of the throw there. Now, I read some of the other comments. A couple other people commented on your video, and they're right with your left arm. I do like your high left arm, and our block is pretty good. I was a little worried again with this bent left knee you have. I was a little worried we're gonna what we call marshmallow it and kind of blow out the middle or blow out the front of the ring. But you'll notice right there, you do get a block. Your foot's still in the ground. I would consider that a block. Nice high finish. I like that finish position. I also saw someone talk about your C position. It's not bad. Again, we'd like to have that toe turn towards the middle, but we would like, so you kind of have reference to what that other poster was talking about. Let me pick a different pen here. we want to have this backwards C when we finish. But you do want to have a straight, again, this front leg should be straight. But decent position. The only thing I would add with your left arm is, let me clear this off real quick. But the only thing I would add with our left arm is we want to cast it up. So right here, you're kind of doing what I call with my athletes the Dracula. You got your nice cape hiding your face. We want to have this arm straight here, and it should be straight. What we call it smack the giant. So through the high point of your release, you want to smack the giant. Pretend there's somebody in front of you. You want to smack it, and then you want to pull it in. Right now, you're pulling it in pretty quick, which to me really shows you're throwing upper body. When you kind of do that, it kind of has become a muscle event, and you're trying to throw with your upper body. You're really yanking with that left arm. Let your lower body do the work. The lower body should be in front, and then your upper body is kind of behind it, goes along for the ride. But one thing I really like that you do, that left arm block is pretty solid. Like I said, I really like, we got this nice extension here in the front with that leg, nice post position, nice high finish, and then our reverse isn't bad either for someone who hasn't reversed before, or someone that's pretty young. It should just be a natural catch, which is exactly what you did. So yeah, that's all I have. If you got any other questions, leave them in the comments on Reddit there, and I'll try to get back to them. Good luck with the rest of your career, and hopefully some more summer throwing. I'd love to see that.